If Rangers were to continue their success, they would have to do so without Ali McCoist. His leg break was bound to have an effect on their prospects.
It was a huge concern, because if you've got somebody that in 2 previous years has scored 40 odd, 50 goals in each of the seasons, that goes a long way to winning your championships and cups and European games. And he was a big miss. He was a big miss. Ali was a good all-round player, but didn't really want to be. He wanted to be a goal scorer, and that's what he repaid us with, a phenomenal amount of goals. His finishing was fantastic over that period. So when all of a sudden you wake up one day and you've not got that, you say to yourself, well, where am I going to get it? And filling 50 goals a season isn't easy. And it was a credit to everybody that was involved that we got over that period till he came back and still retained the championship.
And Smith has lost it. This is Hagan. And Rangers take the lead. And the header from Hitley. Well, there is the perfect answer from Mark Hitley.
Even again with the in-swinger. Goff is there! There's the equaliser! Murray plays it short for Ferguson. Goff comes from the back. He has Presley on the right. Ferguson takes over again. Now it's Presley. There's Halstra. It's a very good turn. Ferguson! Rangers take the lead. Excellent play by Rangers.
The first Old Firm clash of the season saw Rangers without 7 internationalists. For several players, this would be their first experience of that unique atmosphere. 3 players were making their Old Firm debut. Goalkeeper Ali Maxwell, fullback Fraser Wishart, and the young defender Stephen Presley. But all eyes were on the 21-year-old striker Duncan Ferguson, transferred from Dundee United in the summer. He was playing his first competitive match in 5 months.
Clearance by Dobchak. Presley's header goes straight to McAvenny. Good interception by Wishart. Here's Duncan Ferguson. And a good effort there by the Rangers striker, who was caught late by Mike Galloway in the act of shooting. Nearly losing out that time to Hateley. Here's Duncan Ferguson with a shooting chance. Great effort by Ferguson.
For Rangers supporter Duncan to have scored against Celtic on his debut would have been a dream start. But despite his efforts, his first goal remained elusive.
Throw forward, it's returned by Richard Goff. It's Mikhailichenko. Ferguson! Well, Duncan Ferguson coming so close to his first goal for Rangers. Long one played through now for Duncan Ferguson. Can he score here? It's off the post. Well, still he awaits his first goal for Rangers. Floated in by Durant. Presley's up there. And Stephen Presley scores for Rangers.
Despite Stephen Presley's debut goal, Rangers lost to Kilmarnock 2-1 when Bobby Williamson's tap-in ended Rangers' 17-month unbeaten home record. It only emphasised the expectations at Rangers. You have to win every game.
You had to win. And it's one of the most difficult things when you're a manager, to know how good your team are defensively, because really we had to be in the offence, in every game. So therefore, you always had this forward viewpoint, and sometimes I think that inhibited Rangers a bit in Europe. The fact that since I came down to England to work, there are games where even the top teams can go away from home and set out their stall to be defensive. For Rangers, that's impossible in Scotland.
Rangers were still finding it difficult to collect full points. After drawing 1-1 with Dundee, they met Partick Thistle at home. The match didn't start well when Roddy Grant put the Jags into the lead. It was Mark Hateley who levelled the score, establishing his place as the first choice striker. Duncan Ferguson's joy was obvious when he and the supporters thought he had at last scored for Rangers, but the celebrations were cut short. The goal was disallowed.
It was probably maybe a year too early for us, but you don't get the choice, and we didn't know that 3-4 was going to disappear, and English teams were wanting him. So he had been playing fantastically at Dundee United, and I really felt it would be a good acquisition for us. Especially wasn't very easy to break a mould of Hateley McCoist. That was hard. So it wasn't an easy introduction for him.
It was October before Rangers found their real form. They had won only 3 league games since August. But again, the team's determination would prove to be strong.
On the hurl in trouble. And a magnificent goal by Hallström. McAnally with McCall. In steps Johnstone. Hounded there by Ferguson. This is Mikhailchenko. Inside it goes to Hateley. A second for Rangers. Hateley gets his 9th of the season. Tackled well by Stevens. This is Durant on the counter-attack. Mikhailchenko. Hateley goes forward. Playing in early for Hallström. It's a classic from Rangers.
A lot of movement inside the penalty area. It's Durant who hits it. Hateley gets a touch. This is Mikhailchenko. And the chance on here for Ferguson! And Ian Ferguson gives Rangers the lead. 78 minutes gone, and at last Rangers make the breakthrough. Skimming was barged there, but Cleonce is the referee. Okay, there's in trouble here. Wanted an extra touch on it. This is Peter Hallström, and it's a marvellous goal by the Dutchman.
So Durant with the free kick. And it's Goff for the opening goal. A splendid header by Richard Goff. The attention drawn to Mark Hateley, and Goff's run wasn't picked up by Hibs.
Although Ollie McCoist had returned that autumn, his season would be dogged by injury. Rangers needed a goal scorer. Gordon Durie was signed from Spurs, and he was soon to make his mark.
McCall's header. It's a turn by Robertson. It's missed by McCart. This could be Durie's first goal for Rangers. It is! 37 minutes gone. And the new £1 million signing strikes. It's Motherwell 0, Rangers 1. Delight for Gordon Durie and the Rangers fans. But it was a mistake by Chris McCart, who completely missed the ball. Durie kept his cool here, walked round the goalkeeper and picked his spot in the net. This is Trevor Stephen. Robertson's running ahead of him. Robertson getting in the cross, a header from Durie. It's 2-0.
New Year's Day saw another great Old Firm clash, but Rangers again were suffering with injuries.
It was the first time Rangers hadn't been favourites. We had a lot of injuries. We had to play. I think Big Alexei played up front. Oleg Kuznetsov came in midfield. But it was one turning point, because I think if we'd have lost that, you know, people were beginning to get the momentum. Celtic were playing a little bit better, but we went out under all the pressure and we wrapped up 2 or 3 goals early on, and there was no way back, and we run out winners 4-2. So I think that's probably one of my best memories against Celtic.
There's McCall. Hateley is onside. A great chance for Rangers right at the start of the match, and Hateley scores. The most dramatic opening to the Old Firm match. It's goal number 21 of the season, and it's scored in just 58 seconds. Rangers supporters jubilant. The Celtic defence think that Hateley was offside. So the settling in process has not yet been completed, but either side, as Jury breaks there, that's great play. Neil Murray's in the clear. It's a great chance for the second. Murray against Bonner, and here's Mikhalichenko. It's number 2 for Rangers. And once again, the square defence has been breached, and this time there was no question of Murray being offside. Mikhalichenko has scored. There's the pass. Murray goes through the middle. You could have driven a bus through the Celtic defence. He kept his head here, but Bonner does extremely well to make the initial block. And there's Mikhalichenko with the accurate finish. Stephen making a good run across to the left. Tackled by Collins. Advantage allowed with Rangers in possession. There's Hateley again. Now Jury. And the third scored by Mikhalichenko. And once again, the Celtic defence was ripped asunder. 29 minutes on the clock. But Mikhalichenko reacted very swiftly to toe poke the ball home. This is Jury. Strong enough and quick enough to go past Gillespie. There's Kuznetsov. That's the fourth. That settles it all right. Oleg Kuznetsov with that dipping volley. There are just 14 minutes left for play. Well, the Celtic defence never entirely happy here either.
Rangers were determined not to lose again to Kilmarnock, and Peter Houstra proved valuable when the teams met in January.
Looking for Houstra. That's a good ball. It's Peter Houstra. He's done it again. And it's Rangers on the counter-attack. It's John Brown. Through for McCall. Hateley's racing through the middle. This is Jury. Gary Stevens is in a lot of space. Jury has a goal. That's a marvellous save by Guinness. It's Hateley. Still it's Hateley. It's 2-0. The Rangers really moving up a gear. It's Hateley again. It's another one.
It was during this period that Rangers played their best football. Victories in this crucial part of the season would eventually win them the championship.
Ferguson playing the ball through, no flag. Hateley racing clear. Jury and Farrell collided there. It's Jury past the goalkeeper. Rangers have scored. This is Brown. Long one for Hateley. Gary Stevens is running in support. Stevens floating in the crosses, McCoist, and it's Trevor Stephen. And that surely is it.
At the end of February, Rangers led the league by 4 points, with Aberdeen and Motherwell tied in second place. When the Fir Park side came to Ibrox, they were determined to remain title contenders.
This is Lambert, Dolan again, back to Lambert, a great shot and a marvellous goal by Paul Lambert. This is Brown for Rangers. Again it's aimed in at Hateley, it's McCoy's trying the early shot. It's Jury, it's a deflection, it's a goal. The perfect response from Rangers. It's Jury again. One last charge by Rangers. We're into injury time. It's Jury. McCall claims for handball. It's a penalty kick. It's Mark Hateley who takes the responsibility. Will it be goal number 25 of the season for Hateley? It is! And Mark Hateley wins the match for Rangers in injury time. Well, you don't win 5 championships in a row unless you keep going for the 90 minutes. Joy for Hateley and his teammates.
Andy Gorham made only 8 league appearances that season, but during the crucial run-in to the league flag, he again showed why he was so valuable to Rangers.
Ball goes right across there. It comes down to John Robertson. He hit that tremendously hard. Strong play by Ferguson in midfield. Off goes Hateley. He's away from the keeper, and a very good challenge by Craig Levine. Header by McCoist. Feel the screw being turned again by Rangers. That extra little edge all the time. Ferguson playing it in. McCall sends it back. There's Hateley. That's been coming. Hateley maintains his incredible record this season against Hearts. He scored every time the two teams have met.
The old McCoist-Hateley partnership was back, and for the opposition, that was a daunting prospect.
Mark was obviously the battering ram, basically, let's say. He would always put his head when maybe other players would dare put their feet. But yeah, as I say, strong physically, and he wasn't scared to obviously put himself about. But it's obviously they came into their own when the wing backs and the midfielders could get the ball in the box, and what a purple patch lasted 3 or 4 years, especially against us at Hearts.
But the championship race wasn't over yet.
Goff's up there with a header, and it's a goal from the captain, Richard Goff. Stanley playing it through. That's a good ball for English. Oh, superb equaliser. McPherson's header, touched by McCall. This is Jury. Rangers always dangerous in these closing stages. They've proved it so often this season. The fight to the final whistle. Here's McCoist. Well, Ali McCoist ties up the points in dramatic fashion in a minute of injury time. It's Hateley swinging it across. It's Jury's header. It's a fine goal. Well, that's the perfect answer. Two for Jury. So Stephen clips it forward. Hateley's header. Jury. 2-1 to Rangers.
A win over Celtic in April would give Rangers the championship. A John Collins free kick seemed to have secured a Celtic victory, but the Light Blues never submit that easily.
Played through by Goff. Touch on by Duncan Ferguson. This is Hateley. That's Mikhailichenko. Rangers need a touch of magic from this man. Still it's Mikhailichenko. Still Mikhailichenko. Oh, he's done it! It's an incredible goal by Alexei Mikhailichenko. And Ibrox Stadium goes absolutely wild. Tremendous skills from the Ukrainian player.
The 6th championship in a row was eventually won by 3 points from Aberdeen. However, no one could deny that after the physical punishment of the previous season's success, injuries had become a serious problem. The 6th championship may not have been the prettiest to watch, but again it showed that when the chips are down, Rangers would overcome any opposition.